What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to New Super Mario Bros. In the last episode, we took on the first half of World 4. And by first half, I mean the first 3 levels in the tower. This time, we're going to be taking on the rest of World 4, starting with World 4. God, that was a lot of 4s. But, I just want to point out right away that this entire episode is being done in post. That is because I recorded this a long time ago. 1, before I had my recording settings completely down. 2, because before Mario Kart happened. 3, I was still thinking that I was going to be doing all of the series concurrently. And I just wanted to update the commentary of this episode. So I'm doing it in post. Thankfully, because of that, I was able to cut it up to flow a little bit better than it would have if I was doing everything live. But it's not the biggest deal. So now here we have the first star coin of the level. All you have to do is kill the Wiggler and get down into the crevice thing here, whatever you would call it, and obviously get back out. So that's taken care of. We got ourselves an extra fire flower, so we can go on our merry way. Now we have the second star coin is right up here to the left. What you have to do, or the easy way to get it, is to drop down here where the Wiggler is. Preferably not hit him, and hit this invisible block with the vine. And that'll let you jump straight to the coin, no issues. So now we have ourselves getting hit by this Koopa Troopa that I completely forgot happened, actually. So now we have me repeating myself. Good job, me. And right over here we have the third star coin. There are multiple ways of getting this. The way I recommend is grabbing the Koopa from over to the left there, bring it over and throw it at the thing. But I opt to do the wall kick because I don't know why. But I end up dying here, falling into the pit after getting hit by the paratroopa here. And I decided to wait here because I was not going to risk getting hit by this stack of paratroopas. But because I waited, we end up getting to the end of the level, no problemo. So, that is World 4 completely done in one shot. But, as you can see, it took me a few tries. My lives went from, I think it was at the base 5, and then it dropped down to 1. Yeah, I die a lot in this episode, and you'll see me using the emulator's save state function. When I was recording this live, I thought I was going to be cutting it differently than I end up cutting it, because I didn't realize that it was going to be so long before it came out. But now I have it coming out, and if it bothers you, I apologize. It's only going to show up in this episode, because, like I said, I thought it was going to be cut differently than it ended up being. But we have World 4A, which gives me the most trouble besides maybe the ghost house. The ghost house, I hate ghost houses. They're very convoluted for no reason. But we have ourselves the vine swinging mechanic, swinging from vine to vine like Tarzan. Can you tell I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts? But what am I trying to say? The water here is poisonous, like an earlier level that we were in. I don't remember what level exactly it was, but I know it ended up showing up in an earlier level of this world. But we manage it relatively well. This area here, I end up dying a couple of times, but it's not that big a deal. The biggest issue here is getting this star coin. Not this star coin, really. This star coin is not that hard, but one of the later star coins in the world, I forget exactly which one I'm thinking of, but it gives me some trouble. Oh, this one. This one gives me a decent amount of trouble, too. Because you have to bounce off of one of the Koopas, because a jump from the thing won't make it to the vine. So what I end up doing is using the save states to respawn the green Koopa, bounce to the red Koopa because I missed it the first time, and finally get myself to the vine. Once on the vine, we just have to get ourselves into this pipe, which is not that big a deal. In here is the second star coin, And with the second star coin comes a lot of Koopas to kill. But I don't end up killing enough to get a 1-up, even though there are enough here to get, I think, 2? I could be wrong, but like I said, save states are being abused. I apologize if it bothers you. I end up dying right near the, right near the exit, and obviously I cut that death out because it's stupid, but, right after this room, we end up going to the exit room, and there's a regular Koopa there. It's not even like a Paratroopa or anything, it's just a plain old green Koopa, rather. And I end up dying to it, so, I'm not taking any chances this time. I'm just gonna go for the exit and not care about my points. We have all 3 star coins, we don't have to come back here. And now we get the worst level in the game. Well, worst level in the world. There are other ghost houses that I really don't like ghost houses. They're convoluted for no freaking reason. And it is not pleasant. You can see here I end up actually saving again, because I don't want to have to deal with 4A anymore. And I missed a red floating block. I don't remember missing that, but okay, whatever. We got ourselves 3 star coins. Excuse me. We have ourselves 3 star coins here, as per usual, for each level. But we only get the first, or not the first, we end up getting 1, and it's the second star coin of the level. Before having to make multiple trips back here for the other 2. There is also an alternate exit. It just leads to the cannon. It is obviously optional, but I end up getting it because it's right near the 3rd star coin, so there's no reason not to. But that's not until way later. We are introduced in this level to 2 mechanics. This section pendulum platform thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be called, but it takes us from one side of the wall to the other by facing us through it, essentially. Because this game is 2D, but it brings us in front of the wall. So it's kind of the it's kind of phasing us through the wall if you think about it. But whatever. The what is it? Yeah, here. We drop on it, and it brings us in front of the wall. So it's essentially phasing us through it. The first star coin is above these breakable blocks right here, but I don't get it on this run. I end up getting it on another run. I don't know why. I don't know why I end up doing that. Excuse me, I'm just a little tired. So if I end up yawning a lot, that's why. But I don't know why it ends up doing that. Or why I end up doing that, but it's kind of annoying. So now we're introduced to this new type of boo that grows when you're looking at it and shrinks as it's running towards you. Obviously, it still acts like a normal boo otherwise, but you know, it's not very fun to deal with because of how large it can get. Especially when you're in a smaller space and trying to get by it quickly. Not exactly the most fun time. So here we go through this pipe, and we can actually see the first star coin that I ended up missing out on. And it reminds me, oh yeah, I gotta pay more attention to these things. So now we have this red switch, which causes red platforms to appear in these outlined areas, which gives us access to this door, and will end up giving us access to that pipe and this wall-kicking section. Up this wall-kicking section is, as we will see in a moment, the second star coin, which, like I said, is the only one we get on this particular run. After this, we end up just going straight to the exit. Not straight to the exit, actually, because I end up taking a wrong turn and ending up back in this room, because, God, ghost houses are fucking annoying. Right up there, you can see that door. I end up falling for it and going into it, and it brings us back down, which is pretty annoying. But, it costs us some time, but not too much. But I paused there for a second, like, because I end up saying to myself, God damn it. Because... I know I'm just a broken record at this point, but... The, ghost houses are convoluted for no freaking reason. And then when you have things like that boo, it's just... It's tedious beyond belief. At least in other games, you have other players to help you get by. Especially in these stupid levels. So if you don't remember something about a particular level, it's okay. You can fall back on your partners. But in this game, it's a one-player game, you're kinda screwed. If you don't remember it, which, obviously, I didn't. I have notes for a reason. But, here we have this door, which is actually the correct door, and brings us to the normal exit. Like I said, we will be going back for the first coin and the third coin, as well as the alternate exit in just a moment. So, let's, after unveiling this new level, cut right back to the first coin. So, like I said, in this room with the breakable blocks, you break the blocks, jump up, and then you can head over here to the first coin. I don't know why I didn't just cut away immediately, but whatever. The second, we already got the second coin, but the third coin is in the same room as the second. What you need is a mini mushroom, which I ended up getting off screen. What you have to do is you gotta wall kick up here, don't go in the door like I did the first time, and wall kick up to this. And you will get your third coin, as well as going through this door will net you the alternate exit. Which is very nice, because if you wanted to go further ahead, you would be brought to... I don't actually know what worlds. I could look it up, but I won't. I'll just flash it on screen. It's whatever. But the next level, World 4-5, is all underground, and it deals with a lot of bombs. And these bombs give me way more trouble than they probably should. Now, since we're starting with the mini mushroom, I want to get a regular mushroom as soon as possible. And I think it's possible for that bomb to blow up the mushroom, but luckily for me it didn't. But the first star coin is obviously going to be surrounded by these breakable blocks that the bombs blow up. And like I said, I struggle a lot with it. For some reason, I cannot handle bomb management. For some reason. It's right over to the side here, past this green mushroom on the right-hand side of the screen. Which, like I said, I'm being a broken record very much here. The first star coin, like I said, is right here in these bricks. Obviously not in this tiny area with the regular coins, but right off to the side here. We have a bomb surrounded by regular breakable bricks, and then the bomb bricks. I could have gone for that bomb on the bridge, but I ended up deciding that this is probably the best idea, and I completely missed I missed my mark. I run off over here to respawn it, and I do. But this time, it's also too far away. So I try to run away and respawn it, and I don't go far enough. I run far enough that it respawned the first time, but it won't respawn again. For whatever reason. Maybe it's walking off the edge because the regular bricks are not there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but it won't respawn anymore, so I can't get this star coin. So I tried going further back to respawn a bomb that I didn't open the path for it to kill itself, and I'm just not finding any. So what ends up happening is I get mad, I ground pound. It's a 1-up, so I try to go for the 1-up, and I fall in the pit. Because of course I do. But now we have ourselves the first star coin after all those tribulations. Right up here, right near where we were, is the second star coin. With a bomb you have to hit from beneath to be able to get. And I do end up getting it, though I didn't expect that I'd be able to, because of where the bomb blew up. But not that big a deal, I end up getting it. I wait here for a second because I get scared. I felt like I was gonna fall into the pit if I tried to jump then and there. And now we have these spinies, which are never that big a deal until you're caught unaware and end up getting hit. But we now have the access pipe to the third and final star coin, but unfortunately, I end up killing myself with the bomb I was trying to use to blow it up. Thankfully, we have this spawning pipe here, which will just give us infinite bombs. Maybe I should have ran all the way here. I don't think I would have made it back, actually. But we have ourselves the pipe, and we go down, and got ourselves a bit of a bomb blast zone, which I end up killing a bomb accidentally, knocking that other one out of place. But it's okay because we end up getting most of the blocks broken great and easy with that other bomb. But I struggled to get up there, so what you end up having to do is climbing up to over here where the pipe is and get a running start, because you do jump higher when you get a running start, and that is what allows me to get up there. And I do get the third star coin, and we get our asses out of here. But of course we fall and have to hit this bomb first. Alright, now that we're out of here, we're pretty much done with the level. I almost end up hitting myself with the spiny shell there, but we're okay. We just have to climb the stairs and get the flagpole. And that's World 4-5. Only 2 more levels, I think. Yeah, 2 more levels. 4-6 and the castle. So with 4-6, there is the, it's an auto-scroller. And you all know how auto-scrollers go. But, we got ourselves, the underwater beast thing. Now with goggles. So, this game is a huge troll. It puts a red coin ring right next to the first star coin, as you will see here in just a moment. So I start collecting it before realizing, oh shit, the star coin is there. I should go get that. But, you know, no. I wanted to get the red coins, but they don't give you enough time. Maybe if you were small, you could just run that, but even then, you still have the water down there that is very poisonous and will kill you. The second star coin is also relatively easy, hard to miss because it's in plain sight. In just a little bit, there will be a P-switch for you to hit. I think it's right after the checkpoint, don't quote me on that. But, after a little bit of traveling and getting hit by piranha plants, I think. Or maybe I get through. I guess I get through. But, right after here, there is a checkpoint. And right after that checkpoint is the P-switch. Once you hit the P-switch, you can easily jump to the, Starkin, which you could technically get to anyway, but you don't have to run across extra blocks to, get to it. Now, the final star coin of this level is just in a moment, which you have to hit that red switch to spawn some platforms. And I don't make the switch, so I can't get to that green pipe. As you can see me here with the crouching in shame. I knew I got hit by a piranha plant. But so what we gotta do is just finish the level and come back, which is not that big a deal, but it would have been nice to get all 3 in one shot, I guess. But we got ourselves the flag. Now that that's done, I will cut right back to the, third star coin. Which, like I said, gotta hit the switch to spawn the platforms, hop into the pipe. Got yourself the good old getting hit by a green Koopa for no reason. This block here will give you a 1-up. I think they suspected that you wouldn't get there first try, so... I try to jump, but I jump too early, and I panic and run away, but we survive. Which means we have all 3 star coins in every level other than the castle in World 4. Now that we're done with that, we can head on through to the castle. But first, I went and got power-ups. Here we go. This castle is not that bad. The boss is a little interesting because it's not the typical boss that you would see in a castle like this. Normally it would be... well, you know what? This is the first in the new series, but the boss of this castle is just... it's different than other bosses. I mean, obviously, not completely different, because if you look at the, at one of the last worlds, we had a giant Pokey and a giant fish, so it's not that different, I guess. Also, I completely abused the save states here, just to preserve my Fire Flower. But, yeah. At this point, I'm just very fed up, because I died a few times here, too. Most notably to this swamp right here. I end up being tiny by the time I got to it and running into it accidentally. So, yeah. Second star coin, just as easy as the first. I didn't even acknowledge the first, but you saw it. It wasn't hard to get to. But now we have a second Fire Flower. I decide to just run it here because I know that I'm gonna get through no problem. But I do stop so I don't hit this dry bombs. Be careful of that dry bombs. Here we have the checkpoint and yet another power-up block. And the third star coin, as you saw on the very edge of the screen there for 2 seconds, is relatively easy to get to. You just gotta be careful not to fall in the lava. Then you can get back up with just a regular jump. The final stretch, finally, is just a bunch of these pendulum platforms, which they use a lot in the new series. Have you noticed that? They're in this game, they're in Wii, they show up in U. It's a little weird. What's their obsession? But here we have our battlefield for the, battle with a Goomba? A giant Goomba. So what you gotta do is you gotta hit this switch down here to spawn these platforms, and that'll let you, get enough height in your jump to get hit by the Goomba. Instead of a regular jump, you have to, ground pound it. But that's not that big a deal. I just don't think you can ever take this on as, like, mini Mario or Luigi. Which, why would you want to, I guess? Because it's already freaking huge, but it's very easy to take down, and we got ourselves this key, which completes World 4 for us. Now that that's taken care of, I would like to thank you all for watching. Next time on New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS, we will be going, finally, to World 5, which I accidentally opened a long time ago by going into a cannon. See you guys then.